What's up and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're continuing our Karate Kid vs. Three Ninjas movie marathon with the final film on the Karate Kid side. It's the 2010 remake of The Karate Kid. And this is where the critics and I will disagree on the most, because this is the film that I've seen the most times and absolutely love. And I'll try to explain why in a minute, as well as why I think most people are fickle and don't like it. Let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, fickle, changing frequently, especially in regards to one's loyalties or affections. The Karate Kid remake focuses on Dre, a young black kid who moves to China when his mother gets transferred for her job. There, he realizes that his once popularity no longer matters, and it is he who is now bullied. Only his bullies know kung fu. The janitor at his new apartment, Mr. Han, sees how much the move to China is negatively affecting Dre, and to help him get some confidence and protect himself from the bullies, Mr. Han agrees to teach Dre kung fu. I honestly don't have a lot of bad things to say about this movie, but I did want to start off by talking about some of the main negatives here, because I really do have a lot to praise about it. So first of all, the title, The Karate Kid. Not the greatest title in the world. It makes no sense. There is no karate in it. It should have been called The Kung Fu Kid. And I think they actually call it that in China, which makes a lot of sense. And I get it. They didn't want to rename it because it was a remake of a movie called The Karate Kid, but it doesn't make much sense. And it is definitely an annoyance. It's not a huge annoyance, but it's just frustrating. Another small issue that I had with this movie is kind of Jaden Smith. Now, this was a pretty early role for him, not his first, and he hadn't fully gotten his independent acting skills yet, so most of his mannerisms feel copy-paste Will Smith stuff. I'm not kidding. Watch the movie. You won't be able to see past that. It's a little bit annoying, but again, it's nothing major. I like Will Smith. The last negative that I have to say about the movie is the fight scenes themselves. They're sometimes hard to see because they were either not shot very well or not edited very well. They feel kind of choppy, kind of zoomed in, which is unfortunate because I actually can tell that the choreography was top-notch. Those were my biggest problems with it. Everything else I actually liked and honestly thought stood out incredibly well. One of the things that actually surprised me when I rewatched it now was that I originally thought it took a ton of creative choices here and made a very different movie than the original film. And that's not actually the case. It does a ton of stuff that the original Karate Kid film did first. Narratively speaking, at least, it did it with a different attitude and style. And it's that attitude and style that I actually highly prefer here. This one was a lot more grounded. It felt more realistic. It wasn't just, hey, I need to learn karate because there's this random karate class in town teaching bad things to students. It was a move to China where, culturally speaking, Dre already has a problem talking to people because he doesn't know Mandarin, and that makes him an easy target for the bullies who are taking kung fu classes because, a lot of people in China take kung fu over there. It's not just a random class in California, so the threat that Dre faces is actually real, or at least it feels real. Also, I thought Jackie Chan's involvement in the film was genius. This is, bar none, my favorite performance of his I've ever seen. I wouldn't immediately say it's my favorite role of his, but I honestly think this is the movie where he shines as far as his acting ability goes. He's so good in it that I barely even recognize him. Next, I want to say that if it's respect that you're looking for as far as what happens in the original film, this movie has that. It has the wax on, wax off stuff. It's just replaced it with jacket on, jacket off. It has a very human side to Jackie Chan's character, who is a very reserved guy who doesn't want to fight and has a philosophy that's actually pretty similar to Mr. Miyagi. Dre even has a love interest, and the end tournament is pretty much copy-paste from the original film. If you want originality, then you're talking about the approach to kung fu and the technical advances in this film with certain things like visuals. And like I said, the overall attitude and style is different enough to feel like it's its own thing. Now, I know people crap on remakes because they're remakes, and they have this strangely held belief that remakes ruin the original film. I don't know why. That original film is not going anywhere. It's not like they released this movie and take that original film and burn it in the depths of hell, never be seen again. There's just now two projects that you can enjoy independently from one another. I don't know why this is so hard for people to realize. I don't know why it's even a discussion. Why do people have to choose between one or the other? Why is this world so gun-ho on a flawed binary construct? It's so stupid to me because there's a lot of remakes that I liked, both the original and the remake. I don't know. Let's head to the final score for a second. From an unbiased vantage point, there's very little bad that I have to talk about here, since I really do think that the film was made incredibly well. But if it had any issues at all, it would be in the technical areas, like the imperfect acting. The title should have been The Kung Fu Kid. The fight scenes should have been filmed better. I don't know. Little things. That unbiased technical score is 88%. And like I said, I personally don't have any bad thing to say about the film because I personally love everything about it. My bias score is 100%, averaging everything out to a final score of 94%. 94 out of 100 possible stars, granting this film with a letter grade of A. I think pretty much anybody who dogs on the film is doing it because they have expectations from that first film, and it won't really allow them to watch the film independently. Because if they did that, I think they'd actually really enjoy it. This is the best martial arts in any of the Karate Kid movies. It has some of the best acting, particularly from Jackie Chan. Is it weird to have such young kids fighting each other? A little bit. The Karate Kid movies weren't ever really kids. They were teens at best, while these were actually kids. So at least the title has that going for it. I don't know. I do know that I'm in the minority here for loving it, but usually I understand why. This time I don't, but I'd like to know. So guys, tell me your thoughts on the Karate Kid remake in the comments down below. If you're one of those that actually hates it or finds it mediocre, why? Was it not made very well in your eyes? Did Jackie Chan not pull off an incredible performance while still keeping the spirit of that original film alive? Did we watch a different movie? Let me know. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this review and would like to see some others like it. Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified when I release my Karate Kid vs. 3 Ninjas movie ranking video soon. So that should be fun. And until then, peace out.